Well, hello. I was gonna do my sigh okay thing, but I was like, I always do that. I have a cat here. She's cute. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't wanna go to work today. Even though I keep being like, I just need money. I don't wanna do it. I don't wanna do it. But here we are. Here we are. I really don't want to go to work. I kind of just want to get high and hide. And yeah. But it's getting weird because I'm feeling my own little clock ticking. And it's crazy too because without even like totally realizing it, it's just kind of happening like that. I'm realizing that I'm coming up on a year of being here, which is crazy to me. Like, whoa, wow, it's been a year. And yeah, it's been a year. And I'm like really stressed out about like what I'm doing with my life, but I'm realizing that I just need to let that go. And I have some money saved up, and you know, that's always really nice because it's like a safety net. It's like, I think I'll be okay. I have this money. And I honestly haven't had this much money saved up in a really long time. / ever. I'm not sure. Either around the same as when I moved to LA or something like it. I might have a little more. And it's hard. I'm not good at transitions. I'm not good at goodbyes. I'm not good at moving, even though I do it all the time. It's not easy to me. I think that's something that I need to realize too. It's like, just because you do it a lot doesn't make it easy. It's like hard all the time. You kind of get used to the fear. But it's still there. I'm just like, And even just the traveling aspects, it's like, it's very anxiety giving for me. Going on planes, trains, buses, all that stuff stresses me out. Everything stresses me out. Everything gives me anxiety. Oh, are you gonna leave now? No! Kitten, don't abandon me. Please. Ah, man. She used to be so cuddly. Now she just does not care. She needs her cat space. So rude. I definitely miss when she was a little cuddly kitten. I would always sleep on my lap. But I read somewhere trying to turn fear into excitement, like a roller coaster. And I just thought of that because I also have these moments where I get really excited. Like, excited to see my old friends again. Excited to see, like, redwood trees again. And all that stuff. There's a lot of things I'm afraid of. Like, there's people I'm afraid of seeing again. And things like that. But it's good. And then I get like this huge existential, like, why am I doing this? And that's why it helps me to, like, boil it down to realistics sometimes. Because, besides the fact that I just really do love the nature there, I also really, that's where my license is. And I don't want to take another test. I feel like I'm just better positioned to go back there with the license that I have, and then hopefully just renew it and not have to take the test again. And all the driving I really know is there and not here. And the driving there versus here is very, very different. Here it's like a lot of highways, a lot of congestion, a lot of traffic, which just isn't even fun driving. And over there, it's just like, it's scary because they are roads on, like, cliffs and stuff. And that does freak me out, but I found that, like, a lot easier for me to get used to, and then really liked doing it versus traffic and stuff, which is just, like, I don't know if I'll ever like that. I could see myself liking driving on a highway one day, because you can go really fast. But, yeah. And so, like, realistically, it just makes a lot of sense. And then I get this big question of, like, what the fuck am I doing? And then I just tell myself, you know what? You're just trying to get stable. And I think that is the main thing. I am mainly really just trying to get stable with my life. I want to get my own little place. Hopefully a little, I don't even know where. Just it'd be nice to have my own little place with my own space. I would probably preferably want it to be a little cabin in the woods. But I know how rough that outdoor shower vibe can be. But also living in town can be really stressful. Like, I like the idea of being away from people and in nature, because it helps with my anxiety and stuff. It definitely really does. And it's just pretty. But, I mean, being more in town is fine too, I guess. There's so much nature there anyway that's, it's easy to get to and everything, so it wouldn't matter. I could always go to nature. And I'm worried about getting a job, but I don't know why I worry about that so much, because my track record for getting a job is pretty good. I have a ridiculous amount of restaurant experience, and honestly, I do think if I really wanted to, I could go back to the places I worked before over there, and they would hire me. I just don't know if I want to go back to them, because I like clean slates. I like starting fresh. And then I just always tell myself, you left those jobs for a reason. And then I have to tell myself that about exes too. Like, you guys broke up for a reason. Remember that. Because, I don't know, my tendency to go back is strong. But I don't want to do that.
More so for people than for jobs. Usually when I'm left a job, I'm like, no, it's too weird to go back. But for like a person, I'm like, yeah, totally. And I do have that feeling sometimes, like, I'm going to go back to them just because. But I don't know. What I really want to do is try and focus on myself and get stable, and I really want to work on music, and I have friends there that do music, and I just really want to hang out with them and try and do music stuff, and maybe even some photography video stuff, because I know someone there that does that, and they're really cool. And yeah, I don't know. See, when I think about it like that and not like all the anxiety what ifs, then it gets really exciting and cool and refreshing, and just like I could just do what makes me happy, and it's like this beautiful thing, because I get so I get so like depressed too, like what's any of it matter? Oh, I do not like these angles. Just kind of like, what's the point of life, you know? But then I think, if I could do these things that I wanted to do, then I'd be really happy. Like, I could just be happy, like this cat in a windowsill, you know? And if I could do, sorry, I'm just so obsessed with her. If I could do like music and stuff and other things, like, that'd be really cool. And it just wouldn't matter so much, like, what the meaning of all of it was, or what I'm doing with my life, or if it'll matter or change anything or make money or any of that. It would just be cool because I would be doing things that make me happy, that I like to do. And I love the idea of just being stable and cultivating my own little world, and just like I don't know, like trying to get my own identity back, or like finding it at all would be cool, because I just feel like I haven't been able to completely do that, or at least like, what do they call it, transmute a lot of things. I would love to do more of that. It also makes me feel like I still want to like write my story or whatever, but then I keep thinking like, oh, I don't have the patience for it, so I'm just going to do it on these videos. But that hasn't been really easy to do either, because I'm too scattered. Like, maybe I should just try and write it down and force myself to focus more. Can I just also say too that it is really trippy to like live in this world and like see all this stuff about genocide all the time. It's really trippy. I feel like my brain was already like messed up existentially about things like that, and like realizing that there's all these people in other countries that like just have so little, and it's just like intensified so much more with this genocide that like a lot of people don't even, I don't know, it's sickening to me how much it's like on social media and then not really mentioned by the news or politics. Or if they do it in this really roundabout way where they're just trying to like sugarcoat it, cover it up, or make excuses for it. It's really sad. And then you go on Instagram and you see pictures of girls with cute outfits, just dyed their hair, you know. I don't know what guys post. Usually just really obnoxious women-hating shit. People on their little vacations and their little bars and their little happy hours and their little haha, let's just get stoned and do nothing, which I get, but, and then it's like, and then as you're scrolling through that, then you see dead children, like, crawling under cement roofs and debris, and it's just like, what? It's not funny, it's just sickening. And when my mom was younger, like my age, I think, or something like, well, then she was a mom. And that's kind of a full-time gig. Sometimes, a lot of the time, basically. And, like, she wanted to be, like, this civil rights activist, and I feel that. And I think my dad does, too. It's just my dad also got stuck having to, like, survive. And it's tough. And it's hard for me to get out of that survival mentality, too. I feel like I'm so stuck in it. Like, I am, like, afraid of spending my money. I'm afraid of buying clothes. I'm afraid that I'm gonna run out of money and I'm not gonna have enough to survive. I'm afraid of, like, getting nice food, so I just keep eating mac and cheese. You know, it's just, like, it's not healthy, and it makes me feel shitty, but I'm afraid that I can't live a healthier lifestyle because I can't afford it. And it sucks, and it's not true, and it is part true. And it's hard. It's hard to distinguish what's just your negative thoughts defeating you, it's like self-defeat, and what's like actually realistically true. And that's kind of how I feel with the news too, and with this whole fucking election thing. And it's like, I wish I could be excited for like a first woman president, but there is this sad feeling of like both parties really not doing a lot to stop this genocide and just kind of like supporting it for money and ties, and that sucks. I mean, I definitely think they're super better than Trump, and I hate that other people are trying to like put so much hate on Kamala and act like Trump haters are super stupid. Like once again, like, get realistic. Like, I don't know, like, it's just, and don't get me started on the Bernie stuff. Like, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of people are really dumb and intrinsically still women haters, and like they just don't want women to have like a win. And they're so hypocritical. They're all like, oh, liberals, like, they're so high and mighty, but they suck. I'm like, and what are you, Mr. Smarty Pants? like, what struggles have you really had? Like, I know you grew up with more money than me. I know you did. You fucking writing school, fucking fancy school ass bitch. I don't know. I'm not trying to be hateful. And there's just like a lot of things that I see and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. But and it's hard because like people try and have hope and make change or like make a statement or like point out something, and that's like anybody. And there's just so much negativity in it. But I get also being like, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I don't want to have anything to do with that. I don't have anything. I get that. Because, I mean, you gotta protect your peace, right? And I really, like, I don't really agree with the neutral statement. You can't be neutral with bad, because bad is harming, and act like you're neutral because you don't want to hate on them while they're supporting just terrible things. It is bullshit. It's bullshit. There's so much bullshit, but like people are so confused, and like it really doesn't feel like a lot of like right answers. And like almost every celebrity and idol that you can think of like probably has like this super dark side you don't know about, or has done something really fucked up and hurtful to somebody. Like nobody's perfect. There's so many flaws, and you will get disappointed in everybody every time. You really can't trust anybody, and you really can't trust yourself. And, you know, if you think about if the world was ending and things... What is that somebody said? And it's like, even the person, like, let's say it's the apocalypse, like, this is the end, and there's things falling from the sky, and there's someone that'll, like, push you to get, to where they need to go, and you fall and die. And then there's that person that'll, like, grab your hand and help you amidst all the chaos. And you could say easily, well, obviously the person that helped you is the good person. But that's not even, there's still, I actually probably could say without a doubt that even Mr. lends a hand could do something fucked up. Like, maybe they helped you, but they were like a really mean dad, or a really mean husband, or they were a really mean wife, or they were a really mean sister. Like, there are people that are better in some moments and better in others, and there's just no perfect. And like those hero movies, like heroes aren't perfect. And it's hard. And I don't know why I had to go on that tangent. I really don't like going in political, like there's such a strong part of me that just doesn't want to go that route at all, ever. Even though my brain does actually do it a lot, I don't want to go there ever. Even when my brain does it, I'm like, we don't want to go there, we're going there, but we don't want to. And there's a lot I could say about, like, lots of other things I've learned in my life about human rights. But I don't want to go there. It's so hard and kind of cringe and kind of cliche and kind of, like, vague and abstract and confusing and complicated and layers and layers and layers and layers. And it's just like, it's not a pretty picture. I don't like doing it. That's a Aladdin Genie reference. But, okay. on a good note, I was like, I don't know if I mentioned this in my other video, but I was going on this walk by the water, and I sat by the water, and the waves were really big that day, so I was just checking out the waves, and it was nice. And this lady came with her dog. It was like this like little like pit bull mix, and it was in the water and just chasing the waves to like eat the bubbles, and it was the cutest freaking thing ever. And I just so enjoyed watching this dog chase the waves and jump into them and jump the bubbles as the wave was breaking. And it reminded me of the cat, which is also obsessed with bubbles. That's why they like to hang out by the sink, and you run the water, and then the water goes down, and there's bubbles, and she tries to catch the bubbles. And then the dog Everest, the husky, she likes to try and eat the bubbles that form in the puddles when it rains. But this dog chasing the waves to eat the bubbles was just so funny. It was so cute. I wish I had gotten that on video, actually. But I actually just savored that moment. And I gotta say, it's nice when you can catch it on a video, but it's also really nice when you can just savor it in the moment and not even try and capture it in a video. And that's also the essence of life, I feel like. The most beautiful things can't be captured, they can't be planned, they can't be pinned down at all, they just are. And if you try and pin it down, it's gonna fly away or something. Or you'll, yeah. And this cat is so cute. Look at her little paws. The little pink paws. Okay. So that's my video. Hope y'all hang in there. It's gonna be alright. Everything's chill. Love and peace.